Want to find out what type of vehicles you're going to have access to in Cyberpunk 2077 and what type of vehicles you might use to actually get away, chill, relax, or do whatever you want to do in Night City? Well, today I'm going to tell you guys what those are. Essava, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to today's video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about the vehicles that are going to be part of Cyberpunk 2077. But I also want you guys to get excited because we are doing a massive Cyberpunk 2077 giveaway. If you guys want to, make sure you guys enter to win a free copy of Cyberpunk 2077 for the system of your choice. All you got to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are active not only on YouTube but also on Twitter and Twitch, and you guys will be automatically entered. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, turn on those notifications so you guys won't miss when Cyberpunk videos go live, and you guys can enter every single time. All you gotta do is drop a like, leave a comment, and follow us over on Twitch and Twitter, and you guys will be entered. So good luck to everybody that plans on participating. Our Twitch link is down below, and so is our Twitter. I'll see you guys over there. Don't forget, we stream every single day, so you want to have positive vibes and just chill, follow us over on Twitch, and we will see you guys over there. Good luck on everybody that's participating. Today, guys, we're going to be focusing on vehicles. Now, there are an extensive amount of vehicles in Cyberpunk 2077, but today, primarily, guys, I just want to be focusing on three types of vehicles. Not only vehicles that you're able to drive, so ground vehicles, aerodynamic vehicles, and drones. Now, there are other vehicles aside in the game. For example, water vehicles, airplanes, assistant combat personnel, armor vehicles, and I'm going to be talking about those vehicles further in another video. But today I wanted to focus on these because these are quite extensive as well, so I don't want to overwhelm the video. So without further ado, guys, let's jump in and talk about these three types of vehicles. As you guys know, we are in the future, and the vehicle business is booming in Cyberpunk 27. Everything is booming, from aerial to automotive, from all kinds of cars, trucks, aerial vehicles, planes, helicopters, speedboats, drones. There's an extensive amount of vehicles for every set of type of person. Whether you like fast vehicles, slow vehicles, whatever you like, whatever your heart desires, you will be able to get and ride one of these vehicles. Assuming first and foremost that you could afford this vehicle, or you could steal the vehicle. That's the caveat. Now, as you guys know, in Cyberpunk 2077, we had a big shortage of oil, so there is not that many vehicles that are actually being powered by fuel. But due to the fact that this happened, the new vehicles that we know are gaining a huge momentum with a brand new technology that is developed and implemented by the automotive companies. This new technology is called aerodynes. Now, this has become extremely popular in the world of 2077, but unfortunately, these are actually pretty expensive. The majority of people who are able to obtain these vehicles are, of course, those the wealthy and influential. Now, one of the biggest issues that this company faces in particular is the fact that they need to develop the landscape of the city based upon these vehicles that actually fly and maneuver differently than your typical land vehicles. This has impacted a lot of the layout of the city, and that is why when we take a look at the map, which I'll have a separate video about that, it will make a couple sense on why the map is laid out the way it is. But guys, don't worry. If you guys like the current vehicles we have right now in our current time, those are still going to be available, but those are mostly going to be available in the outside urban areas where the nomads live. Now, if you guys don't know who the nomads is, I highly recommend you check out my video where I talk about the gangs and all the different gangs that are available in Night City, so you guys can get a better idea and understanding of the nomads. For the nomads, the vehicles pose two primary things that actually are a staple to them and to what they represent. Not only are the vehicles a means of transportation for them and their entire family, but also for their tribes of the 7 nations. But the vehicles are also a symbol of independence, letting everybody know and letting the corporations know that they will not succumb to the current vehicles and standards they want to impose, but they are free to pick the car that they want and use it with gas and fuel as much as they want. One thing that makes the vehicles stand out in Cyberpunk 2077 for maybe any other game we played out or automotives that we currently know right now is the way the cars are built. The cars are built with three primary focuses. Number one is driver efficiency. Number two is the comfort level. And number three, customization, allowing you to customize every single element found in the car. Now, these are the three main features that every single vehicle is supposed to have in Cyberpunk 2077, and it's their number one priority. Even if you buy a low-end car to a high-end car, these three factors are always going to be predominant on any vehicle you drive. So let's take a look at the vehicle manufacturers and determine what type of vehicle you might be driving depending on what type of life path you pick in the game. If your plan is to drive a current vehicle you currently know of or a older vehicle, the last time they started producing, land vehicles or functioning vehicles in Night City was in 2020 to 2050. Now, most of these vehicles that are pretty much streetly focused and run on fuel are only going to be spotted on the poor side of the streets. So if you decide to go the Nomad class, then you guys are probably going to be driving one of these vehicles because these vehicles are only found among the Nomad clans. Now, if you're looking for newer, cheaper, economical vehicles for kind of like the middle class, these primarily vehicles are made by Asian-based companies. The two most common brands which are here in America is the Indian brand called Mir Motors and the Japanese brand called Makigai. These two manufacturers have worked hard over the last 50 years to become a synonymous when it comes to reasonable price and effective mass production, but they are better known for the vehicle's lack of durability and quality. So now, if you're like middle class, you're probably going to be driving this. I think it's the best similarity I could put this as maybe like a Hyundai, Toyota type of car, so you guys can get a better reference of what type of vehicle you might be driving if you are middle class. And this might put you in the area if you decide to go with a street kid type of path, then this is probably where you're going to be driving. Now, if compact cars and also vans are not your thing, there are two manufacturers. One is an American manufacturer called Torton and another Chinese manufacturer called Archer are known for middle-class passenger vehicles. Most of these cars were manufactured between 2020 and 2050. Now, these two companies have been competing for years, and actually this competition has made it really cool. It actually resulted in some vehicles being really robust and really well designed. They're so well designed that some of these vehicles are still being fought for and sought after by the nomads for their durability and also they're nice, well designed. Now, there was another company called the Mitsutani, and these particular was a Japanese company that kind of stayed away from this competition that Torton and Archer had, and they focused primarily on making sport type model vehicles, which are really awesome and really well designed as well. Now, if you do have a little bit more money in Night City, you probably work for a corporation and you work for a place where you have a really good amount of money, not a lot of money, but enough to survive and have a house and all that, you're going to want to be looking at another set of type of vehicles. Now, these two middle tier type vehicles are mostly dominated by domestic manufacturers. Villefort, which builds good quality full-size cars that are extremely popular among the wealthy citizens and lower rank corporation officials, and Villefort, which some of the car models are actually named from famous explorers like conquerors like Cortez, Narvaez, Alvarado, and a few others. And actually their company has taken a big public hit with the Villefort company due to the fact that the majority of their vehicles are named after famous explorers, but these famous explorers have also committed atrocities. So there is a big controversy with that name brand, even though these vehicles are still very highly sought after. But in reality, like our society is, instead of it being a hit and that being able to sell a lot of vehicles, it actually has resulted in increased sales for their products. Now, there is another company called Chevillon, which is very minimalistic when it comes to their style and models, but what's interesting is that their vehicles are mostly actually named and inspired from the Roman Empire. Their vehicles are widely used by the police and corporation security forces. Another company, Quadra, excels at designing and building muscle cars like the Type 66 or their most iconic design, the Turbo R, which is this beauty that you're looking at right here. Now, the game wouldn't be complete unless we talked about top-tier luxury vehicles, and these are mostly dominated by European manufacturing companies, by the Spain company called Herrera, and the Great Britain company called Rayfield are known for their superb quality sports car and custom-made luxury limousines designed with both comfort, speed in mind. Most of these models utilize the top tech technology. For example, they use one called Crystal Dome, which projects an external view inside a fully enclosed window body, providing absolute protection and privacy from the passenger. Now, Rayfield has actually expanded from their luxury vehicles and limousines to a brand new luxury AV known as the Excalibur, which was actually released in 2076. Now, for those of you guys who feel to have a more budget-friendly and more of a need for speed, there are, of course, motorbikes in the game. And these motorbikes are actually held by two primarily companies. One is Jaiba, which specializes in sport model type bikes and is named after its legendary weapon from the Japanese mythology and are especially popular among street racing and biker gangs. The next one is the Burn Cycle, offers a more traditional approach and are known for their cruisers and choppers. So this is more like Harley Davidson's. These two types of bikes are more particularly for long trips between cities, since they perform better on a often poorly maintained road or city or highway. Now, if military is the way you want to go, military ground vehicles are mostly dominated by two rival mega corporations, the Militech and the Arasaka. Both of these companies are leading manufacturers and exports of tanks, APCs, and LTVs for governmental corporations and forces. Now, one thing to note though is some of these vehicles, and primarily most of these vehicles made by these two companies, were built during the old time of the era when America was going through that big turmoil, and most of these vehicles have actually been stripped out from their security systems and are mostly in the hands of the Nomad clan. And there you guys have it. Those are the main companies that are focused in Cyberpunk 2077. Now, there is other vehicles, of course, that we will be talking about a little bit later, like, for example, AVs, UAVs, mostly primarily focused by a company called Tech, which we will talk a little bit later in another upcoming video. So now that you know the type of vehicles that are going to be part of Cyberpunk 2077, some of these are going to actually determine what type of path you pick. If you want to be Nomad, you're going to have a specific car you're probably going to be driving. If you're going to be a street kid, you're going to have a specific car. And if you're part of the corporation, you're also going to have a specific car that you're probably going to be driving. So let me know in the comment section down below, what style are you going with and what do you prefer as when it comes to vehicles in Cyberpunk 2077. If you haven't had the chance to check out the weapons in Cyberpunk 2077, highly recommend you check out that video. I'll link it down below in the description, or check our continuous Cyberpunk 2077 content. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Turn on those notifications so you won't miss when it goes live.